Hello everybody and welcome. I'm your host Captain Awesomeness, and today, even after that little video I did, I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to race with random people, right? And at the same time, because the weather is so good, I'm going to try and see how everything feels like. I might be able to hit my little target of 111, and we'll go from there. I am actually letting people get ahead of me, and then I'll work my magic, see how things work out. Okay, here goes lap one as we go through the chicane. Find ourselves in a good line. I've got somebody in front of me right now. I'm going to use them as much as I can to help me with the drag effect. Go through turn 2/3. Hopefully also try to minimize on our slip, so this way we can use something like that to come around our first hairpin. Got to do a little better than that. But anyway, first lap is kind of like the second lap, which is the actual lap, I'm going to use to just kind of get my situation a little bit familiarized, and then really on the third/second lap I will really go for a run. So that's coming up here in a second. Basically, I spend the first two laps, the zero lap, which doesn't count, and lap one, to kind of get a good feel for the kart, and then start to really push it at this point. So as I've explained in my video before, from I don't know how long ago now, where I talk about racing lines, I basically take the lines as you've seen so far from the start-finish line flat out. Here I'm taking an inside line because I've got somebody on the outside, and the idea is to try to go through there as quick as possible. Slight tap on the brake, get back on the throttle, try to use as much of the road as possible on the first and second hairpin, so that you can get maximum acceleration. Here on the dirt mound, come off, get back on the accelerator, go to the outside and stay to the inside of this upcoming turn. Miss the first apex, get off the throttle. Well, I also have to play switchback with someone, which is okay. But anyway, let's see if I can get a clean lap this time. Go through the chicane, go all the way out, angle yourself into the start-finish line so that turn one comes up on the inside. Then go into turn two, late apex, go all the way to the outside, off, back on the throttle, into turn three. And then in the double hairpin, right here, slight tap, and get off the throttle, come on the throttle, go all the way out, take a late apex on the second part of the hairpin, and then full throttle here, come off the throttle, go over the apex if you can, get back on the throttle, stay here. As mentioned, miss the first apex, come off, get back on the throttle, and then try to use the inside as much as you can of this double left. Sorry, not the double left, it's called super elevation, even though it's not technically a super elevation. So that's what I do, and I try to develop consistent lap times. Of course, the biggest drawback is I'm not going to know what my consistent lap time is until after the fact. In rental karting, you're not going to have like a Micron 5 or any other kind of, tool for you to use. So what I usually do, I mean, you guys are seeing lap times now, but what I usually do is when I'm done with my session, I will upload all of this footage to a little app, and it uses the GPS extrapolation from the GoPro to give me good lap times. So I tell it, this app, what kind of place I'm at, what his GPS coordinates are, what the start-finish line looks like, and then it just computes all that data for us. Now I'm hoping that I hit a 111, but it doesn't feel like I'm hitting a 111 right now, so we'll see. And it's just about at least trying to be as consistent as you can with, you know, your lap, with your lines. As long as you maintain that consistency, you're good to go. So as I talk about this, another thing you got to remember, try to keep your steering input to a minimum, meaning don't go rash into your turns. Try to be as minimal as possible so as to not upset the cart too much, because if you put in too much steering input, you're going to lose lap time. By the way, I am racing with a group of people who've only raced for the second time. They're pretty excited about being here, and rightfully so. So it's a good thing that the track continues to invite people who are new to go-karting. I just hope that this inspires them to take go-karting to a whole new level. Go-karting in Pakistan, as I've mentioned already, is still new. It is still the sport of the elite, really. And until that changes, I don't know. I don't know what I can say about it. You know, it just needs to catch on quickly. I've already mentioned how disappointed I am with everything, so I don't want to really go over all that, but I'm really here to enjoy go-karting, and that's all it's all about. And hopefully I can inspire some of these guys that I was just talking to who are on the same session as me and significantly younger and lighter than me in terms of weight, that if I can beat them, they can surely do better than what they're doing, and hopefully they can enhance themselves, inspire others to race. You know, that's the kind of thing I'm trying to do. The multiplier effect of the inspiration part. So hoping that formula works out. In any case, I haven't really been coming much to the track because of all the things I've mentioned, but I still like being here. So what's happened is, since the last upload, I've been here a couple times. I didn't do any sessions, but all I did was just kind of hang out here and watch what kind of folks come in. And most of the folks, as I mentioned, are here for the entertainment aspect. They don't really care about lap times. The ones who do, they set themselves apart. So there's one guy I want to give a shout out to because I got to see him right here. His name is Elijah. So Elijah is a young kid who I think he said he was 21 years old, and he wants to pick up on go-karting a lot more than he does right now. It is kind of expensive relative to Pakistan, so there's that. But he is into sim racing, so as soon as I get back to the States, I'm going to join him in a couple of sessions. He's actually motivated me to consider getting on Automobilista, which I purchased and downloaded on my PC, but I never bothered doing anything more than that. So I definitely need to step up my game, get beyond Assetto Corsa Competizione, and get into whatever other sim system I can to, you know, make the best use out of the sim rig I have. So there's that too. Eventually that'll come, but of course, as the weather is getting warmer here and in Pakistan, I have no desire to sit at home. So instead, it'll come up sometime winter of 2023. So until then, I'll just try to link up with people who are going to be into it, not the PlayStation sim, but into the PC stuff. PlayStation is simply not enough for the thrill aspect, for the realistic stuff that is associated to automotive sports. So anyway, since I don't know what my lap times are, I'm pretty anxious about it. But you guys tell me if you see any need for improvement on my part for either the way I present the videos or the lines I take, and why I might alter my lines in certain spots at this track. So something I want to kind of see, you know, I like to have other people who are not me kind of, you know, analyze what I'm doing and offer me some constructive feedback. So, you know, just because I am able to do certain things doesn't mean I know everything. I'm not a perfect person. So in that situation right now that you saw, I had to cut into the inside because the guy was going everywhere. So that's one thing that, of course, with the general public, you always have to kind of risk, because they don't know what it means to maintain that, you know, proper racing line. So I'm not surprised by any of that. Now, that's why I'm sure my lap times are going to be a little weird, but that's all right. Ooh, had to really manhandle the cart. Another random thing, this cart is good, feels good relatively speaking, but it's killing my back. So I'm gonna try and ignore the pain I'm currently experiencing and focus on trying to finish this session. I'm only doing one session. I don't see the need to do any more. Ooh, I think I just noticed somebody coming to the pit lane. They're going to be coming out here in a second. Somebody else just came out of their cart. There must be a problem with their go-kart. So I guess I'm a little lucky that I don't have to deal with it yet. A broken go-kart, but it was a fact of life in 2021. Why should it be any different now? Especially with the carts being the way they are. Like, if I were to leave the steering wheel free right now, it'll basically start driving to the left on its own. So alignment has a little bit of a issue, and that's just because it's never been done. You can tell, and I can tell, just from the way I feel the back end moving and the front end biting where it should bite, but then when you go through the same area, it doesn't want to bite. So that means kingpin is probably bad, or something's bent. So there's that. And then the back end, it grips in one spot, like right here. It's gripping just fine now, but in the previous lap it wanted to let go. So it's inconsistent with the way it feels. So I don't know if my tires are warmed up, or, you know, like that feeling you get when your tires come on in real racing tires instead of these rental tires. So I just don't know where I stand in terms of consistency and all. Just sucks, but oh well. I'm catching up to somebody at this point. I can see them from the corner of my eye going into the double left. So I already have a feeling I'm gonna catch them here pretty soon. Maybe around the start-finish line, most likely. Given the lines I'm watching them take, going way too wide in some places, way too narrow in others. Nope, that is not going to happen. The session has ended, therefore I'm going to slow down now because my back is killing me, as I told you guys. But I'm definitely willing to see how I do lap time wise. Pretty anxious. So I'll talk to you guys after I kind of, you know, do the video editing and all that, and kind of see what my app tells me from my GoPro feed how I've done. So be right back. Okay, so how did we perform? I got a best lap time of 1 minute 12.08 seconds. So that is still not ideal for me, I feel. I can tell you this, that historically the best I've been able to do was a 1 minute 10.6 second lap time, and at this point, since I've come to Pakistan, the best I was able to do was a 1 minute 11.7. So I definitely have the ability to do it. I just need to be in the right cart, and I need to be in the right situation where novices are not in the way. You don't always get what you want, so you know, you just deal with what you have. But the main theme of why I did this video was to show you guys what my line is, kind of explain it to you, and hopefully, you know, you can take whatever you can from this video and inculcate into your own driving style and become a faster driver, especially if you're struggling to get into the 112s or 111s. So that has been the point, and I hope that it does get across to you guys that, you know, not only will this video serve as a tool, but for while I'm in Pakistan, if you want to reach out to me, I'll be more than happy to help. With that in mind, though, let me also mention I will be in Pakistan till the 22nd of May. Doesn't mean I'm going to race till the 22nd of May, but definitely will be here till the 22nd of May. The track is not that far away from where I'm staying, so it's obviously pretty easy for me to come around, especially if I don't have any commitments. I like to race at night because, well, you know, here with the kinds of temperatures we have here, it's most ideal to actually try to show up at night when the track is cool and when the carts might be available for use. Just depends on the day of the week. So in addition to this, also want to mention a couple more things. I do want to emphasize on one thing, that you don't always have to take a session if you show up at the track. You have to kind of look around. So one thing I do, which is why I also am pushing this, is that if you see that there's a lot of people, and if you see that there's a heck of a lot of novices, like entire families who are taking sessions, don't take sessions with them. If you can find yourself in a situation where you get to be on the track by yourself or with someone you know who is capable, then it's well worth it, because you know two things will happen. You'll be able to drive to your max possible speeds and take advantage of the track as much as you can without anybody interrupting you. And then the other thing is safety, you know, safety being actually more important. That you don't have to worry about people who have never karted before and be in a scenario, for example, where they're going on the left side of the straightaway and for no reason whatsoever decide to go all the way to the right. So, you know, you want to avoid situations like that from happening, and the only way they can happen is if you do solo racing or do it with people who've been racing for a while. So this is a key point that I definitely wanted to put out there for you all. I hope that this really did help you guys with learning a little bit more, in addition to what I have tried to, you know, show you guys before. I will be going to the track a couple more times, I don't know, but I'm really hoping that I can find myself in a cart that'll put me in the low 111s or the 110s territory that I want to be in. Maybe I'll even get into 109, but that's a miracle, I'm sure of it. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all at the next Apex. Bye-bye.
Never break, always fight.